Welcome to 32 Bar Cut, the show, a show where we talk with our friends about what it's like to be a performer. Today on 32 Bar Cut, the show, we are talking with Jelani Remy from Ain't Too Proud and The Lion King.
It's time to welcome on our guest, my favorite by far, a Broadway star,
Jelani Remy.
on 32 Bar Cut.
Welcome to 32 Bar Cut, the show. I am so excited to introduce you to our guest today. Jelani Remy is just one of those people who never meets a stranger. He was one of the first people I met when I moved to New York. And I remember talking with one of my friends in my sublet saying who the Simba was on The Lion King. And I said, oh, it's Jelani. She says, oh, I know Jelani. And that's just a testament to who Jelani is. He's a bubbly personality. He meets no stranger and everyone loves him. Welcome to the show, Jelani Remy.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. Hey, 32 Bar Cut, the show. I love this. I miss that laugh. I miss this energy. And I'm so happy to be here.
We are so happy to have you on. You're actually our second guest
Who
on
is the
32
first?
Bar Cut show.
Who is the first?
Well, Bonita Hamilton.
Never heard of her. Also, who is the friend? That
Oh, Audra.
McDonald? Yes. I
No,
heard her go back.
Actually, not Audra McDonald. I actually can't even remember my subletter's last name right now, but
let's
Audra.
just pretend it's Audra McDonald, and she said that she knows me and I am wonderful. Let's just pretend.
Yeah. Okay. So yes, it was definitely Audra McDonald, and we both
Yeah.
know her. And she
Yeah.
was like, "Oh my God, I love Jelani." Yes, I know Jelani. Yeah.
From that
Just-
thing we did, exactly.
Right. Exactly. So how are you doing? We don't get to see each other much anymore. So how are you doing?
Well, we don't get to see each other, but I've been following you, and we do text and we do FaceTime. I'm a FaceTime assassin.
He is a FaceTime
I
assassin.
am a FaceTime assassin, but I am good. All things
Yeah.
considered, it's crazy to still be watching the bad news on the television
Yeah.
and still be sort of like out of our rhythm of work and our rhythm of of our jobs and our careers. But I realized that like I'm healthy, I'm happy. And I'm sort of finding my way through all of this. So I'm okay.
Yeah. Man, I think you brought up some things that like we're all kind of dealing with as performers, because I don't know if you got a call or email from your producers. For us, we just got this press release with Governor Cuomo saying there could be no gatherings of 500 or more. And if you do the math. So how did you all find out that you weren't going to come back?
We found out through our producers and stage manager. They do a really good job of like keeping us close and letting us know before.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's crazy because a lot of it was hearsay and what'd your show do? What'd your show do? I was on vacation the last week of February.
Oh,
So I came back and I was like, what is happening?
it happened so quickly.
It happened so quickly, and like it was just like the rug was pulled out. So and then there was no sort of answer. It was like, okay, we'll stand around till we figure it out. Just stay safe. And then it became keep staying safe. And then in New York, when you hear all these sirens going around and like all these, everything just went from bad to worse. And then it was like, okay, well, guys, we're not going to be able to come back for a while. So let's plan accordingly.
Mm-hmm.
And for us empaths and people that feel like us dramatic artists, like that's a lot. That's a lot. Like,
It is a lot.
like everything was sort of gone. So then like, how do you maintain? How do you exercise? How do you get the motivation to do that when there's no sort of answers? So I struggled with that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized it wasn't going to work how it was going. So we had to sort of, as Bonita Hamilton would say, pivot. and make the most of it. And I went back into teaching and I went back into, writing. I've sort of started doing my own little projects and keeping busy that way.
What have you been writing?
Girl. So I have been in a lot of shows and I wanted to sort of tell my own story. So I love cabaret. I love hosting and doing all that. So I put together my own sort of cabaret that I've actually had the pleasure of premiering at a Papermill Playhouse in Maine, where I did Smokey Joes.
Yeah.
They had me come back in the summer and I did an outdoor socially distant concert.
Oh
and
my
it was
gosh.
wonderful, and it was just me, and I'd never done that before. So I promised myself, like, keep doing things that you haven't done before.
Yeah.
So that was one thing that was scary. And it was wild because there was no other acts. Like, it was just me, which is really exciting. And it was really fun. And I'm ready to do more. So next couple months, I'll be lining up a few till we're ready to open on back up.
Oh my God, Jelani, I did not know that. I mean, and I can totally see you doing a one-man show. Like, I got so used to seeing you do Simba that when I saw you in Smokey Joes, I was completely blown away. I mean, you were an incredible performer, such a showstopper. You're doing splits and you're singing solos and you stole the stage so many times. I could easily see you doing a one-man show.
Thank you. And it's so nice to go back to Agunka where the show started, where we sort of all, like, that show was the stepping stone out of the jungle, if you will, for me. So it was really fun to, it was an important moment in my life, I felt like, of that journey and that sort of door opening. I'm so grateful that it got to happen. And so I fell in love with Agunka in that area. So to be able to do something else new there and to continue to have that support was awesome. But when it came down to doing the show, it took me a long time to not walk to not claw everything, to, rip away everything that's ingrained. You know what I'm talking about. That's ingrained in you, and to walk like a human.
I know what you mean. Like, you're like, oh, do I move like this now?
Yeah, like, you want to throw a party in the county? No, that's not what they want to do. That's not the ography. But that show was so fun because we were all individuals, and I got to play, going from playing Simba to then just playing Jelani, and they found songs that just fit me and my voice and change things around just for me. It was the perfect segue out of something that is me. That's the Lion King's a part of me and has been for so long. And it was so nice to, as an actor, then go into the next thing that just saw me and was sort of building me back up from what I've been doing, and which brings me to my next gig now, which I'm playing Eddie Kendricks, which is actually a person, so it's actually a member of a group. And actually today is the anniversary of Just My Imagination, which is the last song Eddie sings in the show. So yeah, so it's been a really fun transition, but everything I've done has prepped me to where I'm at. If that makes sense. Like, everything I've learned has sort of helped pave the way to now, which is really fortunate.
Yeah, it seems like it's all just building you up. And it's funny because when you're living through it, you don't really recognize that. But when you look back on it, you can tell that it, yeah. That's why I did that. Definitely. Yeah. You know the story I really don't know about you?
I'm nervous.
No, it's okay. Don't be nervous.
Let me take a subtle sip.
What are you drinking? What are you sipping on today?
It's a green tea.
Oh, green tea. That's what I have.
Really? Cheers.
Cheers. So my question is, it's simple. We're not in the curtain call yet, so I'm not going to hit you with anything crazy just yet.
Curtain call. Okay.
So what was your Lion King audition like? Because I know, I want to hear all of it. Like, I know bits and pieces, but I don't know the full story, and I'm very curious about it.
So the Lion King audition happened because I was doing High School Musical 2 down in Atlanta. So I've been working for the company for a little bit, and I got my audition from Jennifer Rudin. I don't know if you know her. She's wonderful. So I flew in. The show closed. High School Musical 2 closed, and I came back to New York on a Monday, and I think my audition was on a Tuesday. It was the next day. Ooh. And so I went into that audition knowing Endless Night because I'd sung it in a conservatory in high school, but random. And so I went in ready to sing, and they're like, "What are you going to sing for us?" And I said, "I'm going to sing It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday by Boyz II Men." They were like, "Okay." Said, "How do you stop?"
No, they didn't.
"How do you stop?" Do you know Endless Night?
Wait, no, who was there?
It was Mark Brandon. It was Clem was there. It was, I think John Stefanik was there too, but they said, "How do you stop?" Do you know Endless Night?
Okay, but who stopped you though? Because out of the three of them, I could see any of them doing that.
I think it was Mark. How do you stop? Do you know Endless Night? And just luckily I did, and I sang it, and they were like, "Great. can you read these? And I read the scene a little bit. You know, who doesn't know some of the scenes of Lion King? So you make it work. You sort of, you know, put your zhuzh on it. They're like, great. What are you doing now? It was Ann Court was in there too. And she's like, what are you doing now? And I was like, oh, I'm going to go home. I just got in. She's like, no, you're going to come with me. And they walked me down to see the show on Broadway. I went to see the matinee.
Are you kidding me? That's wild.
I was blown away. You know what I mean? And that's when I was like, I want to do that. Like, wow. And I got to see the show and I had to call back the next day. They're like, now you have a good idea of what's to come audition wise. So then I went back and did more scenes. And then I went back again and they put this thing on my head. And then I went back again. I read with a girl, Stephanie Umo. I read with her.
Okay.
And then it was, that was my final. And then I danced. And I did this. Right. The weight of the world. And then I found out that I got booked in the Las Vegas production. And I got to Las Vegas thinking, okay, who am I going to be? Like, what? Am I going to be Simba? Like, they didn't say what role or anything like that. I was the back legs of the rhinoceros. And I was like, listen to the soundtrack. I was like, maybe I'll be the antelope. Hi, Baba! Or one of those.
Yeah.
I was back legs of the rhinoceros. But I loved it. I loved it so much. And like, once you know the magic of being a part of a show like that, and to build it up, because the Vegas production wasn't mounted yet. Mm-hmm. So we all sort of did it together essentially. And that was crazy because it was so new and fresh. And the swings in any show are like diamonds, they're so valuable, how they can fit in and how they can they're like the ultimate chameleon is what I've sort of called them, because not only is it on stage traffic, it's backstage traffic. It's a whole array. And there was a boy who got cast as a swing in Las Vegas that had a hard time grasping it because it's so fast. Mm-hmm. And as you can tell, I'm all over the place. And I enjoy seeing everything and where everybody goes. I enjoy like knowing that you're over there, and I enjoy knowing like what you do. And I enjoy singing different things too. So one day I was leaving the show and they called me to the office. They're like, hey, do you want to be a swing? And I was like, but that means I won't be in the show every day. And they were like, don't worry.
You will be.
So I then swapped with this guy and I became a swing. And that was awesome. I loved it, how everything worked. And I became a swing for the show for a while, and a swing and understudy. And then another change happened and I got bumped up again. So then I became Simba. And then that was wonderful because like once I got to do that role, I was like, oh, like, come on. Like that's
yeah.
And I wanted to make it my own and make it special to me. And I got the opportunity to do that and then do it on the road. And then they gave me the blessing of coming to Broadway with it. And I was there for a few years where I got to meet you. And then I felt like the journey, it was time to see outside of that. And New York is a perfect opportunity to sort of get your feet wet in any type of theater or performance. So I hit the pavement and got scooped up by Smokey Joes, and then went on to another show after that, The Apple Boys. And then I came to Ain't Too Proud, where I was a swing at first and then took over. Yeah.
It seems like you make whatever you're offered work.
You have to do that.
You have to do that. Yeah.
I mean, you should want to make it work and make it good and really enjoy what you're doing. Like, I enjoy what I'm doing, and I enjoy where I'm at. Like nothing is handed.
Absolutely. And you know what? I can tell that about you. And I learned that pretty quickly on. I remember you had already been in the show for a couple of years, and we were doing my rehearsals, and we had moved to the stage finally. Sometimes you're in the rehearsal room, then you're on the stage, you're like, oh my God, like, how am I going to learn this show? But we were doing the scene right before Can You Feel? And you just added a flip in, and John was like, oh yeah, I like that. Can you put that in tonight? And you're like, yeah. And I was like, how is this man just like adding flips into his show?
Why not? Why not? Like, why not? Like, it's never like, that's what I love about theater, is that it's so alive and things can change. And like, why not? Why not?
Why not? Oh my God. I love that. You're a yes and person. That's what you told me.
To an extent. But yes and, like when it comes to the art, yes, and.
So you used to be a cheerleader, right?
I am still. Actually, I cheer with my friends all the time. Go team. Yeah, I did have a background in gymnastics and cheerleading.
Yeah, I thought of you this summer while Austin and I were watching, what is the name of that show?
Cheer.
Why can't I remember that?
Monica said, my girls go ha, ha, ha in the sky. But actually, this summer, I got to choreograph socially distant cheerleading squad.
What?
And that was its own sort of challenge. I went back to my hometown, and like the kids were allowed to cheerlead. So I was able to go in the bleachers and teach them their routine, and they sort of picked it up, and it came out really nice. So I was back in the game.
That's awesome. So did you think, like, I forget the name of the school, but did you think they were worth their salt?
Navarro?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've known them before they even had the show. They're everything.
They're
Get
everything.
real. Get real. That's the tea.
I'm gonna drink with you. Okay.
But how cool. How cool, like that documentary, and like I thought it was really well shot.
I thought it was really well shot too, because you kind of get everyone's point of view.
Exactly. And how like it's sort of like theater. Like people come from all different areas to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. And you can really tell how hard they work. And it's a testament to their drive, because like they were saying, it's so...
One for theater? We should do one for theater.
Do what? Oh, like a documentary?
Like, think about it. How many tosses we had to do? How many like jumps we have to do? What we put our bodies through?
Do you want to talk about the physicality with the Lion King?
Yeah. My good friend told me that I was kinetically intelligent. And when I looked that up, I realized she was right, because I didn't know what it meant at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And kinetic intelligence is interesting in a show like The Lion King, because every movement we make has a sort of meaning, and you have to sort of think on your toes and have a vocabulary of it. But things happen, and like you have to get it in your body. Like even when your show is called 32 Bar Cuts, right? The show. Mm-hmm. You have to get your 32 bars in your voice and in your body before you can. Can you hold on a second? Can you hear that sound?
Is that the dog?
Yes, and they need to get out. 1 second.
Okay.
He said, "Now,
let me out."
The dog.
Was that a dog or a cat?
I thought it was the dog. It was the cat.
Ooh, see, cats, they'll let you know.
Mauling the door.
Get me out.
Right. Oh, this is the door. Wow. Anyway.
I forgot what you were saying.
We were talking about
kinetic intelligence.
And what we put our bodies through, and connecting that to getting everything into us. And it takes a process. Yeah. And you have to get used to it, and you got to work through it.
Yeah. Because like you were saying, you were just mentioning like your 32 bars, whatever you're going to bring in for your audition. If you're going to bring in a 32 bar cut, you're not going to bring in something that you don't know. You're going to bring in something that feels good to you, that you've been singing for a while.
And let me tell you, don't do that, because you'll get embarrassed. And I know for sure, because I was embarrassed. I've been embarrassed thinking, oh, yeah, I could probably do that song. And then when you get nervous, it gets tight. or you forget the words. You know what I mean? So
music directors love to do that. They'll be like, "Can you do the whole song, please?" The 32 bars was great, but I need.
Awesome. If I see you in the room, don't play me.
Jelani, I'd like to hear the entire song, please.
I prefer the first verse. The 32 bar cut.
What I love is when you ask for the entire song and you just get that look like deer in headlights, and I'm like, maybe I shouldn't have asked.
Right. You're going to learn today, okay?
Yes, and. And I raise you, sir. I said good day. So with this song, do you remember what song you brought where you were like, oh, I know this song, and then you walked in and you were like, no, maybe I don't know this song? It was for an audition for Once on This Island, and I was going in for not the Merle Dandridge part, and I thought I knew the song, and I was singing up the octave, and it wasn't going well. And
yeah.
I didn't know it, and I was up the octave, and they were like, "Wow, you're really up there." I said, thank you.
You committed. I read for those auditions. I was
Wait
a
a
reader.
minute.
I wasn't your reader. I didn't get to see yours.
Were you ever my reader in an audition?
No, but I have read for some people that we know. And sometimes it's great because it's like, I feel like I'm going to make them comfortable. They're like, but then other times I'm like, I wish I could just like leave so that they could, because you can feel their nerves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like,
I had a reader that I knew for an audition, but they got me a callback, so.
Work. See?
Right. Remember auditions?
Yeah, I remember auditions.
Auditions.
Because the thing is, when you're in person, you can charm people. But like sending a video in, it's like either they love you or they don't. Well, for you charm everybody. So I don't know.
What? No.
Of course you do. I find you very charming.
Thank you. But I was the only friend you knew at one time. So.
No. You're incredibly charming. I remember the first time I met you. I was with Adrienne. We were walking from the Lion King to a bar or something 3 blocks away. And on that short walk, every single person in all of New York was like stopping to hug and kiss Jelani. Oh, how are you? Because he
knows everybody.
It was incredible.
It's over.
It really is over. Like, I'm like, how you doing? Hello. Oh my gosh. How are you? Stop breathing. So you actually have been able to see some people because you've been doing some performances, like you did Thanksgiving Day Parade. You did.
Yeah. It's been wonderful. I mean, my nose is like, or whatnot, but worth it to have a taste of what we had, and to see everybody again. And we're still working on some more, at home stuff the best we can till we can be together safely.
Yeah.
But I did just book. There's this new app that kids are using called Clubhouse.
You know what? I saw a little bit about that, but can you explain that to us? Or can you explain it to me? Because I don't know what the kids are doing.
Well, let me tell you, I really don't know, but Clubhouse is an app where you can listen. So it's like an old, like you listen to like movies on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
Like, so they don't see you, but they can just hear. So it's an audio sort of app where you can show your picture and multiple people can be up there at the same time. So they're doing a production of Dreamgirls.
Are you doing it?
Version. I'm doing it.
Oh my gosh. Who are you? I already know who you are.
Who do you think? 1, 2, 3.
Curtis.
How'd you know?
I just feel tenor. Well, I mean, you could be Jimmy Early. You could be Jimmy Early.
No. I honestly thought I'd be a CC.
That's who I meant to say.
Curtis is like...
No, I meant to say CC. I actually don't see you as Curtis at all. I mean, I could see you. I mean,
I'm expanding my horizons.
I didn't mean Curtis. I meant CC.
Do you know the show?
Yes, I know the show. But like, it's, Curtis, CC, they both start with the C.
What's your 32 bar cut? You'd be a great Dina.
You know what? I understudied Dina once and I never went on. And I was very grateful because it was early in my career and I had just recently learned what bevel meant. So I felt like it just wasn't in my wheelhouse yet.
I feel you. But it's been fun to work on this extra thing and to act and to just to be your voice. You know what I mean? It's a whole other masterclass of just getting the inflections and the moments, and you don't have your physicality, that kinetic intelligence that we were talking about. You don't have that anymore. So it's another part of your brain and performance of intensity and intent and levels and layer that has been really fun to sort of work
When
on.
does it happen? When can we listen?
Oh man, Dreamgirls is going to be February 27th on Clubhouse.
I'm so excited. Okay, so how do we find the cast? Who is your Dina? Who's your Effie?
My Dina is Raina White.
Speaking of when I did Dreamgirls, Raina White was yes. She sang it down.
Sure she did. And she's actually in our Lion King family. I met her on the tour of the Lion King. She was cast.
I love Raina.
So Raina is Dina. Marisha Wallace is Effie.
Okay.
She's from the West End. And Kayla Davion is Laurel.
I don't know Kayla.
She's in Tina Turner. She understudied.
Okay.
Nick Burrows is Jimmy Early.
Yes.
Gerald Caesar is actually Cece.
Okay, I can see that. So yeah. He's got a baby face. I can see that. I have to adjust my mind around you being Curtis, honestly.
Dina's gonna sing lead. Scene.
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Okay, we'll be tuning into that. So that's February
Yeah.
27th.
On
Yes.
Clubhouse, yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, so we are getting into the last segment of the show proper, which we call the stage door. I am going to throw a crazy question at you or a random question, and you're going to give me a quick answer. Are you ready?
Got it. Almost. Hang on.
Wait, take a sip. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, so you meet a lot of celebrities in your profession. I'm sure through Lion King, through your cabaret with Luann. You meet a lot of celebrities.
I talked to her the other day. She's doing really well.
She's doing well.
Yeah.
Good.
Love Luann.
Who had you the most starstruck?
Who had me the most starstruck? Oprah Winfrey. I heard that gasp, Austin. Yes. So Oprah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I was just like, wow.
Oprah came to Ain't Too Proud, and I'll never forget. She had on this like lovely blue jumpsuit. Her hair, she smelled like patchouli and wealth. And she came in. She's like, "You the show!" And she came back. She was like, "Oh!" And gave me the biggest hug. And I was just like, I can't believe it.
Yeah, that's a bucket list. Like to me, yeah.
Bucket list. And another big one I have to say is when Ben Vereen came to see The Lion King, because he's honestly one of the reasons why I started performing, because I love him and what he does and what he showed me I could be.
Yeah.
And he came to see Lion King, and he came to see me in Smokey Joe's too, my last show, which is really exciting. Like so that was another moment, like just as like that young theater kid that saw someone in them. I saw myself in, you know what I mean? That sort of connection. So that was another great moment.
Oh, I love that. Okay. Next question. Would you rather rehearse for 8 hours straight or do 4 shows in a day?
4 shows. How long are the shows?
It's your show.
Oh, like my cabaret?
It could be your... Well, no, I was really had Ain't Too Proud in mind when I formed this question.
4 shows in a day. Probably the rehearsal.
Okay. Bonita refused to answer the question.
Oh, she did? Why?
She was like, neither. I'm not doing none of that.
Oh, I like rehearsal because that's like the work. You know what I mean? Like things can grow, change, fun. And it's lower stakes than like 4 shows, baby. Perfect.
Okay, that's fair. That's a good reasoning. Okay. If you could spend 1 hour with any performer in the world, alive or dead, who would it be?
Michael Jackson.
I knew you were going to say that. That's what I would say.
You my boy, Austin. So I'm talking about. Yeah, I want time to absorb.
Oh man, when This Is It, that documentary came out, my jaw was just like on the floor the entire time. The way he would communicate with the stage management, with for me the musicians, just like communicating with the drummer, the bass player, the keyboard player. I mean, it was just unreal.
Like, come on.
He's in it. He was fully in it.
It was him. Like that's a mastermind.
Yeah. Michael Jackson. Yeah, I like that answer. Okay. I know you play Eddie Kendricks, but who is your favorite Temptation?
Otis Williams.
Why?
Why? Because he's the one that put the group together. He's sort of the foundation and still is to this day. Mm-hmm. And he's Uncle O. You know,
wow.
And he's still very much involved with the show. So, and to see how he helped keep the other guys alive and well, and the enterprise he's created with that group that literally changed music and brought people together, all off of a want. You know, and he found the perfect recipe of people and put them together. So, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Good answer.
Good answer.
If you could eat one meal between shows for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Oh man, don't ask me that. You know, okay.
I know these gotta be tough.
I could eat one meal
in between shows. It's your only in between show meal period for the rest of your life.
Oh, oh. It depends. Is the street fair in town or no? Like the street fair on 9th Avenue?
Ooh. I mean, yeah, okay. We'll add the street fair in the
I would
equation.
take the Caribbean plate always. I would take Caribbean plate always. If it's a New York staple, red poke.
Oh yeah, red poke is good. That was my Kiss Me
Mhm.
Kate jam because it was like right down the street.
Right. But like, I love a good Caribbean plate. Please.
What do you get in your Caribbean plate?
It's like jerk chicken, the cabbage, the plantains. I'll even, you know what I mean? An oxtail. Oh.
You gonna get that after this interview? You gonna pick one up?
Actually, it's so funny. My brother and I had a little dance party today because today's the first day of Carnival. It would have been.
Oh yeah.
We ain't going
Soca.
nowhere. We ain't going nowhere. We staying in the house. And I was pretending I was on stilts. I was like, we had a good time this morning.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Okay, I have two more questions for you for the stage door.
Okay.
What's your best post-show nightcap? Or do you do a nightcap?
Baby, yeah. My best one would be a hot toddy. But also, I think it's also nice to have clear alcohols like a vodka.
Nice.
There's less sugar. There's no sugars.
We got to watch the
Keep it
sugar
pure.
inflammation.
Keep it pure. Also, it's good for your voice. It's better for your vocals.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Okay, my last question for you is, at Ain't Too Proud, in the cast of Ain't Too Proud, who would you slap? Who would you hug? And who would you go to lunch with?
What if it's all the same person?
That's fine.
Who would I slap? Jawan Jackson. Because that mouth is juicy. He runs that mouth. What's the next one? Who would I hug?
Hug.
Who would I hug? Out of the 5 guys or the entire cast?
The entire cast, yeah.
Who would I hug? Everybody.
Okay.
And who would I go to lunch with?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Let's see. I would probably want to go to lunch with Nick Walker because I feel like he'll pay the bill. He's a gentleman that way. He is.
Come on, Nick. That's great. I love that. So we know that we can see you on February 27th on the Clubhouse, or we can at least listen to you on February 27th at the Clubhouse.
Yeah.
But where else can we find you? What else are you up to? Anything you'd like to mention to us before we let you go?
Absolutely. I'm doing a reading of Anjou, which is a Mexican opera that's going to air on January 27th. Don't quote me on that, but it's for Broadway Fair. So I'm playing one of the Henrys, who is a prince. So
that is amazing. I was looking at that. I was looking that up today. It's like a horror musical.
Anjou, the Mexican horror. For
Bucefa.
Also for Broadway Fair for Bucefa. But also you can catch me on Instagram at It's Jelani Remy. I'm going to be doing an outdoor concert this spring, so look out for all that good information.
Love it. And so, are you going to stick around for the curtain call with us? We're going to do a little curtain call after this, if you want to hang out.
I don't know. Yes.
Okay, Jelani, I can't thank you enough for being a guest on 32 Bar Cut the Show. It has been so great to talk with you, to laugh with you, and to see your face again. And we will see you back at the curtain call.